analyze, score, prepare. Now that you have selected a speech that inspires you, the next step is to analyze what makes that speech so good. So the first thing you're going to do is grab the transcript of your speech and that 60 to 90-second portion you chose, and you are going to write it out on some notebook paper. Think of it as writing a letter to your best friend. And as you write it out, skip every other line so you have room to make some notes. So the first thing that we are going to do is mark the punctuation, focusing on the ends of sentences. So take a quick read through your speech section. Now remember, this is a sample. It's only about 30 seconds long. Yours should be 60 to 90. It's probably going to take you a little bit more time, but this is to demonstrate. So scan and read through your section, and when you come upon the end of a sentence, as in a period, exclamation point, or question mark, you're going to circle it. Like so. I like to use a different color for each action. So if you have some fun pens or colors, now is a great time to use them. Highlighters work as well. Now once you have marked your different sentences, the next step is you're going to choose what you think is the most important word in each sentence, and you're going to circle it. Now, don't think too much about it. Go with your instinct. One word for each sentence, and one word only. And once you've done that, the next step is to identify a different emotion for each sentence. And yes, I mean different. So don't just use a synonym. If you're having trouble, Google feeling words. There's lots of lists that can help you. The idea behind this is to find the range within the speech. And this is a great place to use these extra lines so that you can write that word in where you can read it. You'll notice that I tend to write my words near the word that I circled, because that typically is the word that I find to be important and I want to punch up. So that's the word I want to connect that emotion to. Now, this is not written in stone. So, now that you've done that, you want to be able to identify clear beginning, middle, and end. So where's the hook? Where's the climax? Where is the conclusion? So this, I think, is the hook for this particular segment. It's asking that question, which is engaging the audience and getting them invested into the speech. I feel like this is the climax here. Because it's really talking about the essence of what the speech is about. And then the resolve is down here, or the conclusion. Peace is more precious than diamonds or silver or gold. Now, you are working with your own speech, so you are making your own choices based on what you saw that speech maker do and based on what works for you. There's no right or wrong here. It's just an analysis. So as you go through this, I want you to think about how and why those choices were made. Who was the audience? How did that come into play with effectively communicating message with these tools and techniques? Now that you've scored the transcript, dig even deeper. I want you to develop and create a 1 to 2 minute presentation that communicates and shares the powerful tools and techniques that that speech maker uses to effectively communicate their message. Now, there are lots of ways that you can do this. One way, memorize the 60 to 90-second portion of the speech you chose and present it as your own. This gets that speech maker's word choice, variety into your body and into your mind and into your voice, which then you can use those tools the next time you have to make a speech. You could create a movie that breaks down the tools and techniques used, maybe incorporating images of the original speech maker with how the speech is still relevant today. Create a slideshow, write a 1 to 2 page analysis paper, write a song. The key thing is that you want to analyze what worked and explain why and how so that you understand it and can incorporate those tools and techniques effectively into your next speech. Be sure to think about things like language choice, such as metaphor, alliteration, use of personal story, or research and rationale. You also want to take a look at how they used vocal variety, body language. How did they dress? Did they engage their audience? Did they interact with their audience? Really identify those key choices from the written word to the actual execution of the speech. I look forward to your creation.